It's Luke and Naomi.
All right, welcome to episode 78, Luke and Naomi on air, featuring Naomi's Under a Rock reviews. We finally got to it this time. We've been talking about Robin Hood.
We have for a while now.
So we've got to the Robin Hood. We've watched a Robin Hood. After watching the cartoon version of Robin Hood, I immediately want to watch Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, and then Men of Tights. But we'll see, Men in Tights. But we'll see what happens as far as that goes. I don't know.
Men of Tights.
That's
kind of interesting sounding there.
We're Men of Tights. Anyway, you don't even know that at all.
No, I have no idea. But I'm guessing that song comes up somewhere in that movie.
Yes, in Prince of Thieves, actually. I'm kidding. So we'll get to Naomi's review of Robin Hood, and along with our post-interview questions, we'll have her answer all the quiz questions from last week that we started.
Oh, yes,
Robin Hood's best friend and girlfriend and the nemesis and all of that stuff.
I know those answers
you
now.
Damn well better after watching the
Yeah.
movie. I mean, it hasn't even been 24 hours. So
Yeah, but that stuff, it dries up fast.
So that's coming up. It's going. Apologies for my voice if you can hear it at all. I've had the craziest sinus congestion over the
He's
last
all
weekend.
stuffy over there.
It's terrible.
Gross.
So you probably hear a little crackle in the voice every now and then or something like that. But
You
I'll
do
fight
sound
through.
a little congested.
A little
over there.
I'm trying to talk as deep as I can so it doesn't come through the nasally like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
just horrible. All right, so Robin Hood coming up in a little bit. I'm Luke Austin. That's Naomi Lynn, of course. Welcome to episode 78. Not a lot going on in between 77 and 78 for us, really.
No, we did a beach bum day, our first beach day of the season.
First full beach day of the season.
Yes, we've gone down to the beach a couple of times and for a couple of hours already, but this was full day, pack the cooler, pack all of the stuff that we usually bring with us, and I believe we were down there for about 7 hours.
It was, a full day, a work day minus the lunch. How about that?
That's right.
Love our beach days. Fantastic, just a really cool way to unwind and relax. And I bought a brand new beach cart last summer with the big inflatable balloon tires.
So you want to get the use out of that.
It just glides across. It's so nice how it's just fantastic. And I mean, we don't bring that much stuff, but you throw some ice in a cooler, some food,
It's
a couple
heavy.
of beverages.
Yeah.
The weight gets there, and the shitty plastic wheels on a regular cooler just do not do it in the sand. So, that was definitely a lot of fun. I think the only other thing we have to update is the plants.
Our plants! Oh my goodness. Guess who hasn't killed the plants yet? I did say yet. I'm being very careful with them. I let them be out in the rain today so they could get fresh, natural water. But I'm keeping an eye on it so they don't get flooded.
That's right.
Yeah,
Good job.
I'm trying to be smart here, but every single one of them, the tomatoes, the green onion that took its time to show up, the cilantro, everything's got sprouts.
The jalapeno hasn't quite sprouted yet, but we can see it.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
That counts to me because all I have to do is move over that little chunk of dirt above it and there, it's a sprout. It's there.
You've never seen somebody poke at plants as much as Naomi does with these. She picks them right up, starts flicking the dirt around on top so she can see in there. It's fantastic.
Make sure that they're growing.
Got to make sure they're growing.
Yeah.
Oh man, so they are all still alive at this point.
That's right.
So
whoever was betting on me to kill them already, you owe me some dollars.
That's right.
Just saying.
That's right. I was not betting against you because I'm doing the whole shoemaking elves thing and coming up behind you and checking out.
Listen, this is not all
moving the dirt
you.
back on top of them after you've moved it all away.
Hey, this is not all on you to save these plants. I'm doing just fine. Thank you very much.
Just fine. You're welcome. There we go. Update on the plants again next week. Hopefully we've got a couple of more sprouts and moving things right along.
We'll see.
I'm looking forward to transplanting them already. I know we've still got a little bit, but that's going to be cool.
Wait.
Hopefully we get a ton of tomatoes and stuff like that. It's going to be great.
Yeah.
Going to be great. So I came across this because a lot of people, I feel like, are switching jobs all over the place and moving around and all of that stuff. This is a really quick one, but this resume hack is making its rounds on, the TikToks and all over the internet, Reddit and stuff like that. A woman says this works. Now, it's weird. You have to go to these links in 2024, but if you're applying online, which most of us are doing now.
You kind of have to, I
and
think.
You're applying, right? And you're applying for a bigger company or something like that, a place that's getting a lot of resumes all the time.
Mm-hmm.
This hack apparently helps especially if they're using AI.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because they use AI, companies will use AI to filter out job candidates. Now, hey, pull the ones that have, the correct mentions in the resume and all that, the right things. So the hack, really simple, copy the entire job description and paste it somewhere in your resume. And what you do is use the tiniest font possible, and then you switch the font to white so it's invisible.
Okay.
The AI will still see it. The human eye will not, and it'll have all the keywords that the AI is looking for.
I like this hack. I really do, actually.
I don't need to apply for another job, but I kind of want to try this out.
It's just kind of interesting because, I mean, if you are going to use AI to weed out candidates like that, you got to realize that people are going to do whatever they can to make sure that you still look at their resume.
That's right. So
I'm not against this idea.
I saw it and got super excited about it. I was like, this is kind of neat. Like, I like my job. I'm not going anywhere, but that if I would damn sure give that a try.
Yeah.
What's the worst that's going to happen? It's like, oh, I had it copied there and pasted so that I could work off of it and forgot to delete it. Well, why is it in white? I don't know.
I would have even said, no, I did it on purpose because I figured you have AI, going through everything, and I didn't want my resume to get lost. I've got some good skills, dang it.
And then honesty is the best policy, so that's probably a better strategy anyway, but there you go. So, if you've got a resume or job, you're doing anything like that coming up, give it a shot, I guess.
Why not?
Also, it is NBA and NHL finals season right now. We're recording in May 6th to be exact. And in about 9 minutes real time, my New York Knicks play game 1 of their second series. They're going to tip off against the Pacers in a little bit. So if I rush through this, that's kind of why. But I'm looking forward to catching a little bit of the game if I can. Now, if you spent your whole weekend watching the playoffs and the Kentucky Derby, science says that's actually good for you. Watching sports now, according to at least one guy who the NFL probably paid, says is good for your mental health.
Okay.
It's definitely not good for your physical health because I've felt the blood pressure go up. I'm a Cowboys fan, for Christ's sake, so I'm probably going to die young because of it. But
yeah, probably.
Mentally, it's good for you. How about that?
I need some more details.
Some more?
Yes,
study
I need
in
some
Japan.
facts here.
It's a study from Japan. Researchers scanned people's brains while they watched different sports and found that it activated the rewards circuits in their brain, which are linked to feelings of pleasure and happiness.
Okay. I guess I could actually see that, But I feel like you could get that from other things. It wouldn't necessarily have to be sports.
I totally agree because, but I'm also saying, like, were these people watching their favorite teams win? Because if they're watching their favorite teams lose,
it would have to be that you're watching your favorite team win,
right?
Yeah, absolutely. Because otherwise, that can't be good for your mental health either.
Absolutely not.
Hey, your team sucks. That means confirm. You suck too. Yeah.
Can confirm.
No.
The amount of times I have to call up my old man saying, "Listen, it's just sports. We all got to go to work tomorrow." Way too many times, especially during the NFL season. They also found people who regularly watch a lot of sports have more gray matter in those areas too, which suggests it might even change your brain structure over time.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. The quote from the study is, "For those seeking to enhance their overall well-being, regularly watching sports can serve as an effective remedy." How about that?
Okay.
Waseda University or something like that. But you can find the whole story on the Good News Network if you're familiar with the Good News Network. How about that?
Yeah.
So, watching sports, anytime I turn the sports on, it's mental health.
It's not going to stop me
therapy.
from shutting it off. Just saying.
I got to give it a try,
Yeah.
All right, that's all of that. Now we move on to your recurrent dose of Did You Know? A couple of random facts for episode 78. This one, I think, is a little bit better than last episode's, but I am going to have to step up where I get my random facts from because they've been super boring lately.
Okay.
So, a really nice front sell on that one. How about that? Did you know the Railroad Commission of Texas has nothing to do with railroads?
Huh. No, I did not know that.
Sounds perfectly Texas, honestly. That regulates oil and gas industry plus surface coal and uranium mining. It used to regulate the railroads dating back to like the 1890s, but that all was shifted over to the Texas Department of Transportation in the mid-'80s.
Makes sense.
So,
but they didn't decide to change their name?
No, we like it.
Huh.
The Railroad Commission of Texas.
Interesting.
Yeah, strange. Did you know Hawaii is the only state where McDonald's still serves the apple pies fried?
I did not know that.
So at trip to Hawaii, I guess.
Yeah.
Everywhere else, they're baked now. There is one exception, the historic location in Downey, California, which is the oldest operating McDonald's. So, we're the oldest. We're going to still kill your arteries. Why not?
Yeah, that's fine. That's understandable.
Did you know Walt Disney is the guy who's responsible for inventing enclosed garbage cans?
Ooh, I did not.
Have you ever seen like an old school mesh like garbage can like that?
No.
They used to be all just open.
Yeah.
And stinky, basically. And he didn't want that happening in the parks and stuff, so he invented the closed garbage can, and publicly he invented that one.
Makes sense.
Did you know George Washington is the only president who never lived in the White House?
No, but I guess I could see that.
It wasn't built when he was president.
Yeah.
Of course, the presidency, like everything didn't shift to D.C. until a couple of presidents later, I think, something like that.
Okay.
Finally, did you know when movie credits say no animals were harmed during filming, that only means intentional harm on camera?
Wow.
I really thought it was like, hey, we didn't step on any rodents while we were moving equipment around. But no,
I thought it meant everything.
It doesn't include animals that are accidentally hurt or killed on set.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's going to make a lot of people upset knowing that.
It is super weird, though.
Yeah.
So, like, why even say it?
I don't know. Because everybody assumes that, no animals were hurt. Not the fact that no animals were hurt unintentionally.
There you go. Yeah. And doesn't it say no animals were intentionally harmed or something like that?
I don't think so.
No? Okay, whatever. Well, there you go. That is
We'll find out. Let's watch like Air Bud or something like that and see what it says.
Air Bud. That's fantastic. I've never seen Air Bud. How about that? We could
do that. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, I'll put that at the bottom of the list, though.
Oh, come on. It'll be fun.
Cartoon last night was enough cartoons for a minute, I think. Anyway, that is your recurrent dose of Did You Know? Why? You want to get back into some more cartoons? We can do that.
It's not a cartoon. It's a dog playing basketball.
For all intents and purposes, Air Bud is a cartoon.
It's a kid's movie.
Yes, which is,
it's not animated.
Goofy enough to be a cartoon, I think.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about.
I do.
All right. All right. Last week, we asked you one of the stranger questions I think we've asked in a minute. And that's including that time travel question, too.
We've been asking a lot of strange questions lately.
I like strange questions. They're fun.
Yeah.
So last week we said, you get paired with 100 random humans. If you're better than all of them at anything, you get $1 billion. What are you going to choose? What's the skill? What's the activity? What are you doing?
So I thought about this.
All right.
And I have two very boring answers, but they are my answers.
A couple of the answers came up were like a mundane answer, but there was a good answer. We have a couple of those.
The first one is cleaning.
Stop it.
Because I can make something spotless and not miss a single thing, a single hair,
That's some confidence.
A speck, or
That's some
anything.
Real confidence in your cleaning abilities.
Yes, absolutely. Because I see how other people clean and I go, this isn't clean.
Oh,
you
wow.
are absolutely wrong. So I do believe that I can clean better than 100 random people.
No, we did mention last week, if you didn't hear that one last week, we talked about how it is 100 random people. So you could be paired with, a baby.
Yeah.
There could be a couple of children who have no idea how to clean.
Yeah.
But, you could end up with a professional.
I still think I could hold my own.
For $1 billion, I'm sure you would try your best.
Oh, yeah. And the second one, which is I'm a little less confident in, but I would give it a shot, would be being able to run further. So just all of us start running at one point, and whoever runs the furthest wins. I think I could do that. I think the average 100 people, and for $1 billion, I'd probably try to kill myself to go the furthest.
Yeah, you would.
I think I could do that.
Not faster.
No, just how far you go.
Just farther.
Yep, and once you stop running, that's your spot. I think I could do that.
Half of the people you get paired up with are taller than you and have better stamina.
That's all right. I'm just gonna slow and steady wins the race. I got this.
Interesting choices.
Yep.
I'm sticking with Tekken 2.
Okay.
Tekken 2 on I believe it was PlayStation 1. Nobody could beat me, and I firmly stand on that with 100 random people easily.
Don't you want to like practice a little bit beforehand?
No.
You're that confident.
Don't even need to.
Okay.
I still remember most of the button combos and all of that stuff. And, yeah, for sure. Definitely sticking with that one. Jasmine says, being weird as shit. That's her answer.
All right.
100 people randomly.
I don't know. I know a lot of weird people.
That is a tough one. It is a tough one.
Yeah.
I don't think Jasmine's as weird as she thinks she is. So there's that.
Who knows?
Let's see.
Depends on who is in that group of those 100 random people,
That's true. Ralph says the easiest billion, just ignoring all the people. He could do that better than any of them.
Okay.
He could easily ignore them all. Which is strange. And Ralph's always got to throw a monkey wrench in and think around the corner and stuff like that. So great answer from Ralph, because now we both want to be silent for 20 minutes as we contemplate how you would actually do that. Which is also a bad answer from Ralph, because I want to be silent for the next 20 minutes and think about how you would actually do that. So good answer, though. Good answer. Brian.
He's just really good at ignoring people.
Yes.
That's a skill.
And he just doesn't, But, like, how do you, if you've all got
How do you measure that?
Yeah, because.
I don't know. Somebody else has to figure out the logistics of this. We're just asking the question.
Again, Ralph, thinking around the corners all the time. Brian says he's a GIS for public safety. That's a Geographic Information System Software Operator.
Okay.
Which, crazy answer?
Yeah.
That explains why Brian's always going on vacation, too. Dorsey says being me.
Okay.
You get paired with 100 random humans. If you're better, yeah. Nobody's going to be better than Dorsey.
It's actually a really good answer, because
Dorsey.
that would be like your guaranteed $1 billion.
It's also another Ralph answer, where it's, a great cop-out.
But
or a great think-around-corner answer, you know what I mean?
I mean, it works.
It works.
It does.
Like,
I wish I would have. Exactly.
Dag-nabbit. Snowman says nonstop storytelling.
Yeah.
Then he said, AKA talk too much, to which we replied, we've met you. We know.
Yeah.
That's Snowman.
We know Snowman.
Coincidentally, one of the reasons we do and don't want to go back live, because, we'll get the calls again, but then Snowman will call and talk for 40 minutes.
That's okay. He can talk for a while.
Looking forward to it, Snowman. Help us get those listeners, and we'll get you on. What else we got here? I believe we only have Brian's answer left.
Okay.
Brian wrote in, and he says, I'm going to go with farting.
Really?
That's Brian's answer.
Wow.
He says,
Brian.
even my mother said nobody would beat me at that. That's a hell of an answer.
So is that just duration? Loudness?
I know you're trying not to get into it too much, but
smell? Yeah. Like, what are we rating this
repetition?
On? Yeah.
On command? I do hear the Brits eat a lot of beans. I don't know.
Well, yeah.
Maybe that's why.
Maybe.
So there you go. 100 random humans. If you're better than them at something,
Brian,
you
you don't have to give us those answers, by the way.
I do not want to know, man. Do not want to. We don't need to delve into that one. It's still a great answer. All great answers, honestly. Very unique stuff. I'm sticking with the Tekken thing. I love that.
I'm feeling I have not been able to get out of my head how hesitant you are with my cleaning answer.
Well,
do I not clean well?
Oh, no. I've seen you clean. I know how well you clean, and
you know how high my standards are.
I know how high your
cleaning.
standards are. That's great. I also know how much you would want the $1 billion. I think the cleaning more than the running. But I just, with clean, like, that's a thing that many people could be good at.
Yeah. But again, I've seen how a lot of people clean. I have seen how a lot of people clean and think something is clean and go, no, this is not.
It's an excellent point, because I've seen the examples that you're talking about too. Like, I don't just know from your cleaning.
Okay, I'm just making sure, because you seemed a little hesitant there, and I was going to say, if you were going to, what is the word I'm looking for? I don't know, talk bad about my cleaning abilities, we're going to open this up.
Oh, no.
Live on the podcast.
No. Definitely
so the world
not.
will know.
I know, your level, your standards and all that stuff. It just, the running, I might question a little bit more.
Yeah, well, that one was a little bit harder, and I do understand if I did not get the $1 billion from that. Yeah. I feel like I could go far, but if I get paired with somebody who, does races and stuff, then I'm screwed.
Oh, absolutely.
But 100 people, I bet you I could.
You get put up with a marathon. One of those 100 people's a marathon running.
I'm tripping that person. No, I am tripping them.
If it's the clean, that's great.
Sweep the leg.
Just throwing stuff at them.
Yes.
You'd only probably be near them once to be able to trip them, and then they're gone.
Okay. I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
I'll stand right next to them.
Now, the cleaning thing, though, if there's like a maid or something in there, you're still probably going to go a little bit harder.
Oh, yeah.
Especially if it's their job and they just hate it already.
Right.
So there's that, too. So, all right. All good.
All right. I'm glad we cleared that up.
Cleared up and moving.
No drama on Luke and Naomi.
That's right. Next question for next week for episode 79. There's a poll going around for this one that I just thought was odd. 50% of Americans, well, I guess we're split, think E.T. the character is scary, according to a recent poll. So I want to know what our audience thinks. Is E.T. not the movie? The movie's not scary.
Right.
Is E.T. itself, the extraterrestrial, the puppet, the character, whatever you want to call it, is that thing actually scary?
I don't think I would say it's scary. I lean a little bit more towards creepy.
Maybe.
But scary? Like I'm frightened of it?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
Can you put creepy and scary in the same thing or what? I mean, we don't have to split hairs, honestly. But a survey of 1,000 people, 13% found E.T. to be very scary. 36% thought somewhat scary. 23% say not very scary. 18% say not scary at all. 11% had not seen E.T.
Oh, see?
There you go.
Quite a few people living under a rock there.
Exactly. I'm pretty sure E.T. was one of the first dozen or so movies we reviewed.
Yes. It was an early one that we reviewed.
And so, Naomi now has that. But I mean, there's a couple, when you were a kid, there was a couple of like scenes that might have freaked you out or jump scare you or something like that. But I don't think I ever thought E.T. was scary. So I want to know how everybody else thinks. Is E.T. scary? You can find the poll right on the Facebook page.
I think it has to do with when you watched E.T. Because if you watched E.T. as a child and thought that it was scary then, like the character was a little scary then I can see you relating more on the idea that, yeah, it's scary,
I think he's scary when he half dies, when he's in that tank and he turns out like he looks like white dog poop.
Ugh.
Yeah, so that might be the scariest part of E.T. But again,
but
he
not
himself,
scary.
Not really scary.
But if you're younger, again, this alien and all of that, yes. And then if that sticks with you, then I can see you growing up and be like, nah, it was scary.
So maybe, did you find E.T. scary is a better question, a better way to phrase it. Should we go that way, you think?
Sure.
So
I mean, I still think it gets the same point across.
Yeah. So our Facebook page, Luke and Naomi on air, let us know, is E.T. the character scary? Because I just don't think this many people actually think E.T. scary.
No.
Maybe we're proven wrong. Who knows?
I feel like people just like to say that to be one of those people that are like, oh, clowns are scary and all of that.
I don't understand that
E.T.
either.
scary too.
See, that's what the clowns think, because clowns can be creepy.
They can be creepy, but that's not scary.
Right. So are we getting, whoever asked this question, are they getting creepy and scary mixed up or thinking they're the same thing or something like that? You can also let us know what you think about that. You can weigh in on the Facebook page too. So
there you go.
Luke and Naomi on air on Facebook. You'll find the question on Spotify as well. And if you're listening on YouTube, you can just drop your answer right in the comments there. And that'll make that nice and easy for us to find too. And with that, I do believe it is time.
It is.
Robin Hood and Little John walking through the forest, laughing back and forth at what the other one has to say. And then that's a good place to put the button.
There you go.
How about that?
Yeah.
All right. Naomi's review of Robin Hood. This is the first experience with Robin Hood across the board, correct?
Correct.
So I think this was a good one to give you, the story, or the real story, as Alan Adale the Rooster says.
The animated version is the one we went with, as voted on by you. Okay, so we meet all the characters right away. They put the credits on the screen.
That made it
they have
easy
the
for you,
rooster
huh?
singing, all of that. Not gonna lie, I did really enjoy that. Because I already knew. I'm like, hey, I know everybody's name already. Like, this is
As we
awesome.
were watching, I thought that was a good. I thought, oh man, look at they're listing them all for her right there.
Yeah,
Boom.
I'm good to go.
That's great.
So Robin Hood and his best friend Little John, the bear,
she knows an answer.
are hanging out when they get shot at by, and I put a question mark. I don't know, probably what would be considered the local law enforcement because they steal. I'm sorry, no. I mean, they borrow.
Correct.
From the rich and give to the poor. So they're hiding in a tree, and they're talking about how their close calls keep getting closer. Then we see this royal percussion that includes Prince John and his snake friend Sir Hiss.
One of the greatest characters in that whole...
Sir Hiss?
Sir Hiss.
I did like Sir Hiss.
Love
I really
Sir Hiss.
did. Along with all the money that they've received because of taxes. And then we find out that they're on their way to Nottingham, probably to collect more money from the poor. Robin Hood and Little John dress as fortune tellers and stop the prince in his whole entourage. While Robin Hood pretends to tell the prince's fortune, they basically rob him. They kiss his hand. They steal all the gems out of his rings. And then they have this glass orb with fireflies in it and all of that.
Genius,
they're just
by the way.
stealing money. Yeah. And then on top of that, Little John steals the hubcaps.
Gold hubcaps.
Gold hubcaps.
Heck yeah.
Interesting moment right there.
And then it paid off afterwards.
It did, because it made one of the wheels come off when they, found out that they were being robbed.
Solid gold
Started
hubcaps.
chasing them down and lost their wheels, so they got away. All right, in Nottingham, everyone is poor and starving. The sheriff comes by to take any money anyone has. We meet the friar. And I don't know, I missed this one, I guess, in the credits. The blacksmith, or who I thought was the blacksmith. The dog with the broken leg.
Oh, is he a blacksmith? I don't even know. I wasn't
I
paying.
assumed he was.
I think he
don't
was.
know.
It makes sense.
So there's a dog with a broken leg. We meet him. He comes up one other time later.
Broken leg dog.
Yeah. Then we got a family of rabbits whose kid is celebrating his birthday. Skippy, something like that. The sheriff takes the 1 gold coin that was for this kid's gift, because that sucks, and they'll take anything. Robin Hood comes in disguised as a blind beggar and drops off money for the mom. Then he gives the kid Skippy. It was Skippy. His hat and a bow, an arrow, just so he could be like Robin Hood. The kid goes out with his friends. They end up shooting the arrow over the castle walls, and they have to go get it. That's where we meet Lady Marian. Lady Hood.
Lady Hood. Yeah,
Lady
Maid
Hood.
Marian.
Yeah.
Lady Hood, yes.
And we find out that she still likes Robin Hood, and Robin Hood still likes her. So in the next hour or so, they're going to reconnect and fall in love and get married, because it's a Disney movie.
Oh, yeah.
We find out about an archery contest. Obviously, Robin Hood has to enter because he's the best of the best. And, of course, he'll need to wear a disguise, which he's shown already with his blind beggar outfit and...
alms for the poor.
And his fortune-telling outfit, that he's quite a whiz with the disguises.
Heck
there.
yeah. You got to be, right?
So he dresses like a stork. I mean, he's got the feathers. He's got this long beak. He's on stilts. He's still able to shoot amazingly while he's on stilts, so that's pretty cool.
Effortlessly, too. It makes it look it's so great. That's what's great
at
about
one
the
time
cartoon.
he shoots an arrow up and then uses another arrow to shoot the arrow back to where it's supposed to go. So Sir Hiss has been sent out to find Robin Hood at this tournament, because that was the whole point. They put on this archery tournament because they figured Robin Hood's going to show up, he's going to be in disguise, and we're going to find him. Sir Hiss gets around the best possible way. He has his head in a balloon and uses his tail as a propeller. Genius. I love it. It was very entertaining. So, like I said, they're sure he's going to be there in disguise. So Sir Hiss finds out that he is the stork, but the friar and the rooster, the guy that's been singing at the beginning of the movie and everything, capture him and put him in a barrel of ale. The final 2 contestants for the archery competition are Robin Hood, a.k.a. the stork at this point, and the sheriff of Nottingham, who's a big jerk.
Who's a big jerk?
He is.
Yeah.
Robin Hood wins, obviously, even though they tried to cheat. But as he's accepting his award, Prince John uses a sword to cut off his disguise. They find out it is indeed Robin Hood and sentence him to death. Lady Marian says she loves him. Robin Hood admits that she loves her too. But the prince is like, this is treason, and off with his head.
Right.
So Little John snuck behind the prince. The prince is sitting in this, I wouldn't even call it a throne, but, a fancy chair, whatever. And there's
what would you call that?
I don't know.
Booth?
Yeah. And
the royal booth.
The royal booth. Very fancy.
I like it.
There's a curtain behind him. So Little John snuck behind the prince, and he's forcing him to let Robin Hood go. He's got like a little dagger and is poking at him. Then we have quite a Disney fight scene with all the chaos and chasing and silly pie throwing and all of that. And there's 18 rhinos in a tent that's moving around, and then it takes out like a tower off of a castle.
I love when they do the trade noises for that. It's just awesome. Yeah. I like what you said. Quite a Disney fight scene. That's the way to put it. Wonderful.
That's what you're going to get. That is a Disney fight scene.
Yep.
So Robin Hood and Lady Marian are able to escape while all this craziness is going on and make their way to the forest.
The forest.
The forest.
What forest?
Sherwood Forest.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
All right.
In the forest, the townspeople sing songs making fun of Prince John. Prince John finds out about it and is pissed, so he raises everyone's taxes again. And basically everyone is in jail now because they can't pay these taxes. Then the friar and the sheriff get into this huge fight over one gold coin that was donated to the poor box at the church. Because of this, the sheriff arrests the friar for treason against the crown, which was like probably one of the most intense scenes in the whole entire movie.
Yes.
I felt so bad. Like that probably, Robin Hood's going to run and cause a muck anywhere, and get away because that's just what he does. Right. The friar is just...
But he was so mad.
Yeah, and rightfully so.
It takes a lot to get a priest mad. But,
yes,
the friar,
one
he goes nuts.
last coin that was dropped in there.
I love it.
And the sheriff is just going to take this, and he's like, oh, hell no.
Yeah.
You are not taking this. And, of course, they get into their big fight, and the friar loses. All right, so anyways, he's arrested, treason against the crown. Prince John actually thinks that he's going to be able to use this to capture Robin Hood. Of course, it does cause Robin Hood to come out to rescue the friar. Little John ends up freeing the friar. So basically, they have the friar locked up and a whole bunch of townspeople and everything, and they're going to hang him. So that night, Robin Hood and Little John break into the castle, and they got to sneak their way in, use their disguises like they always do. So Little John goes and frees the friar and all the other townspeople while Robin Hood works on stealing all of the prince's gold to give back to the people. While this is happening, Sir Hiss wakes up, and so does Prince John. So they try to stop him. Now the townspeople are all getting away in a wagon, but one of the little bunnies, Skippy's younger sister.
Yeah, I think it was the youngest one, right?
Yeah, that always has always dragging behind a little doll, the cutest one, honestly.
That voice too,
Yes, gets left behind. Robin Hood is able to save the bunny, but the gate closes right as he's saving her, and he gets locked into the castle. So he runs off while being chased with a torch, which is really dumb because now the whole castle is on fire because chasing somebody with a torch and poking at him, just going to light everything on fire, but
boy,
okay.
That sheriff.
Yeah.
Old bristle britches.
He's such a pain in the butt. So he ends up jumping from the top of the castle. Robin Hood is who I'm talking about. Jumps from the top of the castle, lands in the moat that's surrounding the castle, and swims to safety. Even though, they're shooting arrows at him and they're trying to stop him. It's Robin Hood. We know he's going to survive. And of course he does. I mean, there's a little scene there where Little John and Skippy or whatever, oh no, I don't think he made it and all that. And I'm like, come on, shut up. Of course he did. It's Robin Hood.
It's a
Get
Disney
out
movie.
of here. Yeah, but, instead of crying, it's only been 15 seconds. Chill out. Have some faith. Have some hope here, kid. Anyway, so he does survive. The real king, King Richard, comes back to the land, pardons Robin Hood. And Robin Hood and Lady Marian get married, so we do actually get our wedding after all, and it is a happily ever after.
All right.
Yes.
That was a quick one.
Well, it's a Disney movie.
It was a quick movie
go
as well.
Fast, yeah.
So, all right, are you ready?
I am ready. I got this pat down. Good.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
What's Robin Hood's girlfriend's name?
Well, it's not Lady Marian,
all
is
right, it is not. Maid
Marian.
I mean, 6 of one, half a dozen of the other.
She a lady. It's fine.
But Lady Hood.
Yeah, Lady Hood.
That's how you put it before. I like that one
I was
too.
pretty close.
Robin Hood's best friend.
Little John.
Robin Hood's nemesis.
Well, technically, it would be Prince John.
Or, who's your other answer?
The sheriff.
Yes, yeah. The sheriff. So, all right.
Jerk.
Where does Robin Hood live?
What did I say? Sherwood Forest.
Sherman Oaks.
Sherwood Forest.
Sherwood Forest is correct. And for bonus, what main city does the movie take place in? The sheriff of
Nottingham.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. Well done. I didn't think we were going to get out of watching Robin Hood without you knowing those. That's why I was throwing those at you before when you tried. Oh, I know the story of Robin Hood. No, you don't. Now you do.
I was pretty darn close.
Lady Hood.
Yeah.
The Forest.
Listen, I said the forest. I want brownie points for knowing that much.
Well, it's a pretty easy guess.
Yeah.
Honestly.
So I wasn't technically wrong.
Well done on watching Robin Hood, and well done on the review as well, because short and to the point is the best way to go sometimes. What are you going to stretch out this one with? When the kids are meeting Maid Marian in the courtyard and
who cares?
Doing their goofy little play fight game.
Yeah.
So
if you don't know what we're talking about, that means you need to go back and watch the movie.
Disney
Just
Plus
saying.
right now, it's free if you have Disney Plus. You can check it out there. That's where we watched it anyway. So as usual, our review questions post review. Did you like it?
Yes, I did.
All right. Now, did you like that? Do you like the story of Robin Hood? Both? What do you think?
I guess both. I mean, I was very entertained by the movie. And the idea of, stealing from the rich and giving to the poor. Who doesn't like that?
Now, could you handle a heavier version?
Heavier as in,
like Prince
more
of
people
Thieves.
die and it's sad?
Yeah, like realer sword fighting, because we're still talking 1991, so it's not like they were,
Possibly.
some more heavier themes.
I would be willing to give it a try.
Good. Because we have to watch that one so you can watch Men in Tights. That's just kind of how that's going to go. What did you know about Robin Hood going in?
We already know the answer to that.
We certainly do. What were your thoughts going in?
It's going to be an animated Disney movie, so it's going to be an easy watch and probably kind of fun, which it was.
All right.
So it worked out.
Did you like all the singing?
I think the singing was nicely balanced. It wasn't like watching Aladdin with all the singing in Aladdin.
There was a lot in the Aladdin, Lion King, all of that stuff. Although
Pocahontas,
the Aladdin songs are great though.
Little Mermaid, all those ones in that span. What is that? Early '90s span had a lot of singing.
Yeah, for sure.
This had what, like 2.5 songs?
Yeah,
one that just kept going.
That's right.
Oh, maybe there's 3.
What surprised you about Robin Hood?
I don't know if anything really surprised me.
I mean, there doesn't have to be a surprise every time.
Yeah,
that's fine. Let's see here. Would you have liked it more or less if you saw it when you were younger? What if you saw this movie when you were like 10?
I'd probably still enjoy it. I probably like it a little bit more because it's, again, a Disney movie.
Yeah.
And I believe whoever did like the artwork and like design and all of that kind of stuff must have did the Aristocats, because not only did it have a lot of the same voice actors, but it had a lot of the same feeling to it with the like painted background and then the animated characters in front of it and that kind of stuff, and
the real old school animation.
Yes. Yeah. Yep. And just kind of how the story went along, and some of the characters were very similar. There's mice in both of them that are drawn exactly alike, and I believe may even be voiced by the same people, because it was very, very similar.
It's possible. When was Aristocrats? Do you remember
I have no
what
idea.
year that is? I'm gonna have to look that one up. But
I didn't think it was that old. I thought it was another one of the 90s ones.
I'm not sure.
But I'm guessing now that it's older.
Well, I look it up. What was your favorite part?
Definitely when the friar and the sheriff get going at it. That was the most that I was like actually involved in the movie and not thinking like, okay, this is a Disney movie that is explaining to me Robin Hood. It's like, what do you call those books? Like Investing for Dummies and all of that. When you watch the Disney version of these movies, I feel like it's that. It's the dummy version.
Yeah, the Cliff's Notes version.
Yeah.
All right, so the Aristocats is 1970.
No, really?
I believe, unless I'm looking at it the wrong thing.
Wow, I thought it was a lot younger.
So, am I looking at the wrong thing? I know that we have some Disney adults in the listening audience,
and they're screaming at us right now.
Absolutely hollering right now.
I want to look it up
1970
too.
Aristocats.
Okay.
Absolutely 1970. So yeah, Phil Harris. There's a couple other people that are definitely in the Aristocats.
The main voice. As soon as I heard Little John's voice, I went, "That's Thomas O'Malley.
That's Phil Harris.
O'Malley, the alley cat. Yeah. Like, I know that voice."
Phil Harris, the original Baloo the bear as well from Jungle Book.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and I mean.
Oh yeah, and there's some similarities there too.
Oh, Jungle Book as well. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Jungle Book, Aristocats, and Robin Hood, I believe, are all within the same. Jungle Book might be even earlier.
Okay.
But still, yeah, a lot of those voices, which good ear, because it's not good eye, good ear.
No.
Let's see, what is our next question? Least favorite part.
Least favorite part. I don't know. I don't really have one.
You don't have to have a least favorite. It's a fun, goofy, quick watch that's, easy and all that.
I don't have to rip things to pieces all the time.
No. Apparently you didn't like when Skippy and Little John thought that Robin Hood may have fallen to his death.
Well, that was stupid. Dumb kids.
All right. So there's your least favorite part. Would you recommend it to someone else who hasn't seen it?
Of course, yeah.
Watch it again?
Possibly.
It have to be a little while in between, I imagine.
Yeah.
Stop and watch it if it's on television?
Probably not.
Not going to stop and watch even if it's right before Friar Tuck goes after the sheriff?
Maybe I'll stop just for that scene, and then I can change it, because I know it's going to happen. That, or if it's the, snake making his little balloon propeller thing so he can go.
Sir Hiss.
Yeah.
Love it. All right. Are you happy you watched it?
Of course.
All right. Fantastic. That is Disney's Robin Hood. Of course, stay tuned for who knows when we break into the other Robin Hoods. We'll do Prince of Thieves. We'll do Men in Tights. I don't think we'll do really any others, because that's probably where we should leave it with the Robin Hoods. The only other thing we have to break into, which I believe we've already agreed we're going to start with the Disney version, is Peter Pan.
Yes. Yeah.
So that'll be a lot of fun, too, because who's Peter Pan's big nemesis?
Captain Hook.
Oh, you thought about that for longer than I thought you were going to have to.
I wanted to say it right, and I had to remember something with an alligator or a crocodile, I don't remember what The Office told me. So
what The Office told you, I love it. What's Robin Hood's or Peter Pan's crew called?
His flight buddies.
His flight buddies. That's fantastic.
Yeah, that's about as close
again,
as I can get there.
When we say under a rock, we really mean under a rock. So, all right, that is fantastic.
Tinkerbell's in that one, though, so I know that.
Tinkerbell is
See,
in
I know a character.
Well
I'm
done.
halfway through the movie already.
All the years of being in existence furnished you with those answers, I believe. Just osmosis is how you learned any of that.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, fantastic. Excellent review of Disney's Robin Hood.
All right, it's time for Thought of the Day.
Oh, this is going to be rough. Thought of the day, thought of the day. It's your thought of the day, thought of the day.
I wouldn't say it's any rougher than it usually is.
Me either, right? Now that you say it. Yeah, now that I've done it.
A ton of elephants isn't a ton of elephants.
Why you always got to make me think with these?
Is it like one elephant? Or maybe it's two elephants that equal a ton of elephants.
Yeah, it's not a ton of them, that's for sure.
Is it even one?
I don't know.
Is it half an elephant that equals a ton of elephants?
I got nothing. I could Google it if you want.
No, I'm not that interested.
Oh, that's a ridiculous one.
Luke, you gonna leave us with a laugh?
I'm gonna do my best. I got a couple. Let's see if we can improve on last week. What do you say?
We can try.
All right. Today I had a knock on the door asking for small donations towards the local swimming pool. So I gave them a glass of water.
That was so sweet of you.
Perfect, right?
Yeah.
I made a graph of all my past relationships. It has an x-axis and a y-axis.
That's a thinker there,
Perfect.
Yeah.
For all you math freaks out there about that. Just when you think the food cannot possibly call you on the phone, boom, onion rings.
That's stupid.
I love it.
That was just a weird one. I don't like that one at all. No, thank you.
All right, one more. I went to the doctor's the other day. He said, "Don't eat anything, fatty." I said, "Like what, bacon and burgers?" He said, "No, fatty, don't eat anything."
That's just kind of painful.
You
need a different doctor.
I like that. Actually, I think this is a perfect doctor. No, you're fat. Cut it out. That's what we all need sometimes, I think. Just a little tough love from the doctor.
I can't handle that, though. I'm too fragile.
Oh, boy.
I don't want the tough love.
All right. Is E.T. scary? Let us know on the Facebook page or right on the YouTube page or wherever you feel like it. If you got my number, text me. You can do that.
There you go.
Yeah. Facebook Messenger. I'll find the answers. We'll read them next week. Really, though, I can't believe people think E.T.'s scary. I don't think this is going to come back with a ton to the positive. So definitely let us know.
If you think E.T. is scary, I want some information onto why.
Yeah.
You can't just say that, oh, yeah, E.T. is scary.
Please elaborate.
Why? Because I'm going to ask those questions next week anyway.
Definitely. All right. That's about it for episode 78. Not sure what movie we're going to do next week, but
we'll see.
You will find out as soon as we do. So we will see you for episode 79 in hopefully a week. Until then, Luke and Naomi on air everywhere. You can Google us. Just Google Luke and Naomi. We come up. YouTube, Spotify, Apple, Google, everywhere. Luke and Naomi on air. Thanks again for hanging with us through 78 whole episodes. All right, until episode 79, have some fun and be excellent to each other.
Love you. Bye.